Mitaku Yapi, Lakota he Mielo. Hello, relatives. I am Lakota, and Lakota means to embrace and acknowledge one's relatives. So right now I'm going to acknowledge our relatives in the indigenous nations who have lived on this land prior to and throughout colonization. Chicago is the traditional homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, the Odawa, the Ojibwe, the Potawatomi nations, and many other tribes like the Miami, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, and Sac and Fox also called this area home. Located at the intersection of several great waterways, the land naturally became a site of travel and healing for many tribes. Today, Chicago continues to be a place that many people from diverse backgrounds call home. We make this acknowledgement to bring awareness and understanding of the history of indigenous peoples and their territories, and as a call to rethink one's own relationship with the city, the land, the environment, and colonization. Thank you.
Sayagon Yongkats Liam, Kanyake Haga, Newakan Sota. Hello, my name is Liam. I'm Mohawk. Welcome to the Indigenous Peoples Day Concert, Chicago 2020. We thought it was imperative to throw the concert despite coronavirus this year because of our current state and the things that happened in 2020. It's important as Indigenous people to remember our many victories, including the removal of Columbus statues all around this country and the removal of the R word from an NFL sports team. So there are very big victories as Indigenous people this year that have happened. And we also think in this dark time, it is imperative to share creative medicine and songs of healing with the people. I'd also like to acknowledge the sponsors of this event. Firstly, Old Town School of Folk Music for co-producing and letting us in this beautiful space. The American Indian Center Chicago for being our fiscal sponsor. Northwestern Center for Native American and Indigenous Research, and Indigenous Peoples Movement, along with the other co-production, Sky People Entertainment. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show. Niawa.
All right, thank you so much. We are V4Loops, really happy to be here. We play a combination of traditional instruments with modern instruments, and we have our own style that we like to share with you guys today. This first song is called Dancing and Playing from V4Loops. V4Loops, dancing and playing before dancing and playing for loops, dancing and playing before dancing and playing for loops, dancing and playing before dancing and playing for loops, V4Loops. V4Loops. Thank you so much. This next song we're going to perform for you guys is called Te Digo, which means I tell you. And it's in Spanish and talks about all the injustices that towards the indigenous people all over the world and how can we learn from them and come together, enjoy this world as one, and just celebrate. Lo primero que se me viene a la mente es la revolución, pero no tengo nada, todo lo dije ya, no quiero inventar, pero cuesta pensar, tengo una melodía, también un par de acordes, pero mi letra nunca superó los bordes que me implantó esta sociedad, mi cultura, mi familia y todo lo demás. Primero mi guitarra disparando nota, después un ritmo que yo sé que te alborota, la letra no me sale, mi mente está loca, a ver pasa la pipa, se ayuda la mota, me voy a caminar, me pierdo entre los bosques nativos antiguos, un tiempo escondido, me avisan, susurran, soplan al oído, no busques afuera lo que ya viene contigo, quiero plasmar vida en un papel, quiero dejar legados que hagan bien, pero soy pasajero de este tren, voy a saltar aunque me caiga en el andén. No tengo una meta, tengo sentimientos para seguir andando y siempre estar atento. Me muevo muy lento, cazando un momento. La vida solo canta cuando te ve contento. Guarapapapa. Solo baila conmigo, no quiero crear enemigos, solo quiero un mundo tranquilo, para disfrutarlo contigo te digo, ven y solo baila conmigo, no quiero crear enemigos, solo quiero un mundo tranquilo, para disfrutarlo contigo, quiero dejarte un mensaje, pero si lo logro no quiero que me homenajes. No más falsos héroes adelante, aquí todo el mundo tiene que poner de su parte. Policía, militares y las fuerzas especiales, manteniendo el orden para que seamos iguales. Pero esto no funciona y el sistema ya se cae. Abuso, discriminación y lluvia de verdades. Jesús, Mohamed o Krishna, da lo mismo, la derecha, la izquierda, incluso el ateísmo. No me vengan a implantar lo que tengo que sentir, no me vengan a enseñar lo que tengo que decir. Solo creo en este pueblo que tiene que exigir condiciones básicas para poder sobrevivir. Y si quieres te dejo tranquilo para que todo esto se vea el olvido. No vale la pena querer enemigo en un mundo que no tiene sentido. Por eso te digo, ven y solo baila conmigo. No quiero crear enemigos, solo quiero un mundo tranquilo para disfrutarlo contigo. Te digo, ven y solo baila conmigo. No quiero crear enemigos, solo quiero un mundo tranquilo para disfrutarlo contigo. Ven y solo baila conmigo. No quiero crear enemigos, no quiero un mundo tranquilo para disfrutarlo contigo. Te digo, ven y solo baila conmigo. No quiero crear enemigos, solo quiero un mundo tranquilo para disfrutarlo contigo. Thank you so much. We have one more song for you guys. This one is called Don't Be Afraid. And it basically talks about not being afraid of your own mistakes and looking forward to the future, looking inside of you and learning and sharing that knowledge with the people. pattern their stories. Don't forget about the moon, singing always in tune. And remember the sun, how it always rises at dawn. Look at the clouds, the trees, the animal life. Remember they'll have their tribes, families and stories. Like the mother that struggle with a son always in trouble, and a father working harder to provide. Always listen to the wind, whispering the secrets and the rain that comes within. Carries in the people, red, black, yellow, white or brown. It doesn't matter, 'cause we are all the earth. Don't be afraid to let them see your same mistakes. Don't hide your pain. Don't be afraid. Don't let it end. Keep holding them. Don't be afraid. Sensibles, mujeres reprimidas, sociedades enteras con tendencias destructivas. Nos guardamos emociones, se acabaron siendo acciones, matanzas, abusos, sexos sin intenciones. Depresiones y canciones que hablan de desamores, padres que enseñan con golpes sin aceptar errores. Dicen los pobres son aquellos, nosotros somos nobles, pero en su corazón reinan dolores. El fuego abre caminos y detrás se esconden portales astrales. A través de las fauces de jaguares llegan mensajes siderales en forma de idiomas ancestrales. Mi hermano, somos mortales. Don't be afraid to let them see your same mistakes. Don't hide your pain. Don't be afraid, don't let it end. Keep holding there. Don't be afraid.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be afraid. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone across it. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich. We can provide for everyone. The way of life, free. We have lost the way. Barricaded the world with hate. Single steps into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed. We have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical. Our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much. Feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. All will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. Those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name's OPLIAM, and this is my band with Patrick Baranovskis and Owen Garcia on the drums. We're going to play some music for you guys. Better be ready to rock.
Music is only thing that makes sense. Music
one's called Lost in the Sauce. You can check out the live version recorded in this very room this time last year at the Indigenous Peoples Day first concert. And we got the studio version coming out with the new album. Check that out. Got a couple more for you guys. This next one's called Great Mystery, and this is really about not knowing what's around the corner and only knowing half the circle. So, you know, a lot of religions, a lot of society tries to constantly explain spirituality and explain the afterlife and explain our existence here on earth. But really the thing that I've found that keeps my heart most at ease is accepting the great mystery that is this life and this journey. So the song's called Great Mystery.
I'll let you go. Was it right what they did to your soul? Mississippi, guess it's all a great mystery. Gently, oh gently whisper me, just feel and stay listening. Gently, oh gently whisper me, just feel and stay listening. Sure how I got to the city. Sometimes seems like a whole lot of misery. Missing that great Mississippi. Guess it's all a great mystery. Gently, oh gently whisper me, just feel and stay listening. Gently, oh gently whisper me, just feel and stay. Can't be what you want me to be, and I can't be what you need me to be, and I can't be what you want me to be, and I can only set my soul free, and I can only set my soul free.
great mystery. Next one we got for you guys is Indigenous Peoples Day special, coming at you free 99 on the Indigenous Peoples Day special. It's called Creator's Got My Back. We don't usually play this one, but we're gonna play it on Indigenous Peoples Day.
Creator's got my back. Creator's got my back. Always will, always has. Creator's got my back. Creator got my back. Always will, always has. Walking my own path, taking my own time, breathing in the air, tasting the sunshine. This life will make you forget, living just for profit's worth. My journey guided by spirit, and you know some just don't really want to live again. Creator got my back. Creator got my back. Always will, always has. Creator got my back. Creator got my back. Always will, always has. Walking my own path, taking my own time, breathing in the air, tasting the sunshine. This life will make you forget, some living just for profit's worth. My journey guided by spirit, and I know some just don't really want to live again. Creator got my back. Creator got my back. Always has, always
Thank you. That one's called Creator's Got My Back. That's for everybody out there struggling during this coronavirus times. Just remember, Creator, whatever you believe in, has got your back. This is usually the moment in the set when I tell a little joke to lighten the mood. This joke is that I stole from my friend S.A. Man walks into a library, walks up to the librarian at the desk. He says, "Mr. Librarian, where's the books you got on paranoia?" Librarian leans forward, he goes, "They're right behind you." We'll be here all video long. All right. This next one we got is actually a release that came out today. The studio recording is out, Indigenous Peoples Day 2020, on all streaming platforms. It's called Down with the King, and it's an ode to our fascist dictator that's hopefully soon to be out of office. And yeah, go stream this. It's all over the internet.
got a demon in his soul. Some days I know, some days I don't know. Got a demon chopper north of the border. Won't fight in your Babylon war. Hit my chopper south of the border. Won't die in your Babylon war. Hit my chopper north of the border. Babylon war, hit my chopper north of the border. Won't fight in your Babylon war, hit my chopper north of the border. Won't die in your Babylon war, hit my chopper south of the border. Thank you. That one's called Down with the King. That one's out today, everywhere. If you stream it online, check it out. We're going to play a little reggae song. This one's called The Feeling. It ain't always alright with me, but sometimes I could really see it ain't always alright with us, but sometimes it's the sweetest love. Can you feel it? I can feel it. 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 Vibration in the Fox News Nation, more than contemplation, now you're waking, flying high like a spaceship, flying high like a spaceship, flying high like a spaceship, flying high like a spaceship. It ain't no way, it's alright with me. But sometimes I can really see it ain't no way, it's alright with us. But sometimes it's the sweetest love. Can you feel it? I can feel it. 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 Love without limitation, higher vibration than the Fox News Nation. More than sensation in this life of contemplation. Now you're waking, flying high like a spaceship, flying high like a spaceship, flying high like a spaceship, flying high like a spaceship. Thank you. That one's called The Feeling. That's going to be off our upcoming record whenever coronavirus is done. We're thinking this spring, but nobody really knows. We got one more song for you all, and this one's a song that's very dear to this space because we played this one last year for the first time live as a band. So this will be our 1 year as a band in this spot on the same stage. It's called Lungs on Fire, and it goes out to indigenous people of Brazil and the Amazon getting pushed off their land due to the fascist government there, and kind of the associated experience that indigenous people of North America went through for the last 500 years.
and seeing that cycle continue along with the destruction of our earth, the continued genocide.
Gotta keep my head right, head right. Gotta keep my aim tight. Gotta keep my head right, head right. Gotta keep my aim tight. Oh, 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 oh. Turn the cameras on, fire in the Amazon. Look away and carry on, apocalyptic paradox. Turn the cameras on, fire in the Amazon. Look away and carry on, apocalyptic paradox. Gotta keep my head right, head right. Gotta keep my aim tight. Gotta keep my head right, head right. Gotta keep my aim tight. Oh, oh, era to be passive has passed us. Gargoyle, fascists back at it. On that genocidal madness, they left out your classes. On that genocidal madness, they left out your classes. Era to be passive has passed us. Gargoyle, fascists back at it. On that genocidal madness, they left out your classes. On that genocidal madness, they left out your classes.
Lungs on Fire. That single's actually out. We dropped that June 21st of this year. So go check that out on Spotify. Just check out OPLIAM, OPLIAM. And that's all we got for you all tonight. Be sure to check out the new single that was released today, Down with the King. Thank you so much. Nyawa.
Itakoyapi, oyate trecha omani amachapelo, naha iyuha chante washte anape chuzapelo. Hello, relatives. My Lakota name is Walks with the Young Nation, and I welcome you all with an open heart and an open handshake. I also go by Frank Waln, and I'm a Sichungu Lakota hip-hop artist and music artist from the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota. This is a song called Home. This next song I'm going to do is also about home. This is called Concentration Camp Blues.
Let me try to paint a scene of chasing lonely res kid dreams with nights banging out beats on that laptop screen with nothing but your heart telling you you're right. I spent years in the dark just to find my light. Shout out my mother and my aunties cause they raised us all in the settler colonial state that called them squaw. I'm from the res, command fed and raised on ball. That means I bled, t-shirt over things I saw, yeah. So I ain't one to judge with loved ones doing time and everyone on drugs. We used to run around the res, now we pray and smudge. Now I understand why ancestors prayed for us, yeah. You see in the beginning, a reservation was a camp of concentration. Either that or lands hard fought, maintained and protected by nations. For generations, a reservation is a nation beyond concentration camp blues. These are dark times, hard times, oh tehiyalo. Chante yok, si jahok, shila miyalo. If you gotta know, I got a heavy heart, every part and valve way down with a heavy scar. And I got them in the place I'm from. Some call it reservation, some call it concentration. Concentrating the trauma of genocide up in a nation. The system murders us, call it premeditation. Tragic death becomes a circumstance. They outlawed our songs and wouldn't let us dance. And now it gives me the blues. They say we're fed to them ancestors return soon.
Wopila, thank you. So I call that song About Home Concentration Camp Blues because the reservation I was born and raised on originated as a concentration camp where my people were marched to die during a genocide. And reservations were either death camps where we were marched to die or ancestral land that tribes fought hard and protected and maintained to keep. So that's why I decided to call that song Concentration Camp Blues, because our suffering never makes the news. This next song I'm going to do, I'm going to be rapping in my language, Lakota. So during that genocide that I spoke about, my people suffering, the United States government also tried to eradicate our languages and our cultures through actual laws that banned them. And so my great-grandmother took our language to the grave with her. And I'm trying to use my songwriting to learn my language and reclaim it, and also bring it to life and present it to the world in a new way. So this song is called Hope, because none of that would happen, and I don't believe we'd be able to survive a genocide without hope. Washagya, Najipin. Washagya, Najipin. They have hope, so they are strong. They have hope, so they are strong. Yogna, Mawashteacha, Philistine, Makochana, Oyatiki Tohani, Echuntu Jink Teshniyalo, Oyatiki Tohani, Echuntu Jink Teshniyalo. In the lands of the people of Palestine, from my heart, I will never forget you. Wopila. So right now I'm going to do a cover of one of my favorite songs, and a song that I was raised on. My mother really loved this song. This is Fleetwood Mac's Dreams, and I'm going to do a native flute cover. I slowed it up, and I did my own interpretation of it as an indigenous person, because we have a special relationship with dreams. A lot of indigenous nations have dreamers in their people, you know, prophecies and things can come to us in dreams. And I myself am a dreamer, and a lot of artists I know are dreamers. And I believe that our ancestors are speaking to us through our dreams. And whether good, bad, or neutral, dreams are often scary because they're powerful. But I encourage all colonized people to listen to your dreams and pay attention. Our ancestors are speaking to us. This is Ihamble, which is Lakota for dreams. All right, so I'm going to do another cover for you all. And this is a pretty interesting thing that I did with this song. So I have a song called 7, and I'll explain what that song's about, but I decided to mash it up with a really popular song called 7 Nation Army. It's got a bass line like this. So I took that and mashed it up with my song 7 because, we're living in a time of prophecy right now. And I wrote the song 7 about this prophecy that my people have that came 7 generations ago. And in this prophecy, which came to us during that time of colonization and genocide I talked about, when our land was being taken and the U.S. government was trying to exterminate us, a prophecy came to us in ceremony, and it said that, our people were going to suffer greatly and suffer a lot of losses. And 7 generations down the line, that generation will be the generation that suffers the hardest from what was happening back then. But the flip side and silver lining to that prophecy was that the seventh generation will also be the ones to not only suffer, but to bring healing to our nations and bring us back to our cultures and our languages and our songs and our dances and all the things that they tried to exterminate and take away from us. So I wrote a song about that called Seven. But it goes even deeper than that, because 7 is an important number in a lot of indigenous cultures, including my own. And I come from a confederation of nations called the 7 Council Fires. It was all the native nations in the plains, consisting of the Lakota, Nakota, and Dakota people. And I come from the Lakota nation. But even within that nation, there were 7 bands of Lakota. And I come from the Sichungu Lakota, which means the Burnt Thigh Nation. So I mashed this song up with 7 Nation Army as well, because when you mess with the Lakota Nation, you're messing with the 7 Nation Army. Literally 7 bands of Lakota. This is my song 7. Shock only. 7 nations of warriors will come rushing in. Our ancestors wage war with the government in the spirit of Spotted Tail and John Trudell. This is spiritual awakening. They feed us lies, but we won't take it in. Let us ride on the lands where our ancestors died, breathing life into our cultures they said were petrified. They tell a history that our peoples don't recognize. The U.S. government should be charged with genocide, spitting rhymes in a time of blood, quantum, and suicide. We survived, staying strong. All those times we should have died. I confess, I'm depressed. Sometimes I can't take the stress. Living is a test, distressed up in the Wild West. My fam suffers, the land suffers. I hate the silence. I hate statistics. I hate the prisons. I hate the violence. Pray for these politicians making the wrong decisions. Pray for these men that inflict this violence upon our women. They hate to see us rise. We're on their TVs, man. Remind these settlers that they're up on treaty lands. I did this with my music, a CD in my hand, a microphone in the other. This is the sound of a nation rising, a generation with a vision. We're tired of our people dying. 7th generation, we have risen. This is the sound of a nation rising, a generation with a vision. We hear our Mother Earth crying. 7th generation, we have risen. I'm gonna fight them all. A 7 Nation army has got my back. They're gonna rip us off, taking their time right behind our backs. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget genocide. Genocide. I said I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget genocide. Genocide. And the feeling coming from my eyes says, system tries to hold us down, it holds us down. They force our cultures underground, underground. But they ain't stopping no one now, no one now. We're stronger and we know it now, we know it now. Yeah, the system tries to hold us down, it hold us down. They force our cultures underground, underground. But they ain't stopping no one now, no one now. We're stronger and we know it now, we know it now. Shock only. So that was my song 7 times 7 Nation Army. And I'm going to keep it going here on the bass for you all. And I'm actually gonna do some songs that I wrote for people that I love right now. Because, you know, I come from the Lakota Nation, like I said. And a lot of people think that Lakotas are only like warriors and like these you know, stoic, emotionless savages. But we're actually very emotional people. And one thing that's not known about us is that I think we're lovers. You know, we're very passionate people. So I'm gonna you know, show that in my music and my songwriting, because I write songs for people I love and for things I love, like the land and, you know, my community, my tribe. And this song I'm about to do is a song I wrote for my mother. And I wrote this song as a birthday present. So I graduated from Columbia College, Chicago, here in the city, and got my Bachelor of Arts in Audio Arts and Acoustics. But at the time, I was a starving artist. I was on scholarship, and I was coming from one of the poorest reservations in the whole country. So I was 3 ways broke. I didn't have any money, and my mom's birthday was coming up, and I wanted to do something special for her. You know, she raised me as a single mother. She made a lot of sacrifices for me. I wouldn't be the person I am without her. And I couldn't buy her anything. She doesn't like parties. So I was stressing out about what I was gonna do, and I decided to write this song for her birthday. But this song is actually rooted in our Lakota creation story. So every nation, every tribe has a creation story. And Lakota people's creation story goes like this. We believe that before all of creation, before everything we know, there was only darkness and nothingness. And there was one being in creation, and that being was rock, or stone. And our Lakota word for rock is Ian. And Ian was alive, it was giant, it was massive, it was living, it was breathing, it was full of life and blood. And Ian bled some of its blood and gave some of its life and started creating life. It created the earth and the stars and the sky and water. And then earth said to rock, earth said, I'm cold. Can you give me something to protect me and take care of me and keep me warm? And rock agreed, but rock said to earth, if I give the last of my life and the last of my blood to create beings that'll take care of you and protect you, earth, you must reciprocate that relationship, and you must also do the same for the beings I create for you. You must protect them and provide for them and keep them warm, give them everything they need. Earth agreed, and rock bled the last of its blood, gave the last of its life, and created plants, humans, animals. All of creation came to be. And when that happened, rock sacrificed itself, and it died, and it shattered, and it hardened, and fell to earth. And that's all the rocks and stones we see on earth today. And also why hot stones are used in a lot of our ceremonies. It's cleansing. And that's where the concept for this song came from, our creation story. A lot of our philosophies from our culture come from our creation story and those stories. It teaches us how to be good relatives to one another, which is the foundation of being indigenous, is just being a good relative to the land, to the water, to your community, to yourself. So in that story is our founding philosophy for our culture, Mitakuye Oyase, which means we are all related. We all come from that common source. We all live in reciprocity, and everything is connected. But in that story also comes our word for woman. So our word for rock is Ian. Our Lakota word for woman is Wian, which is derived from our word for rock, Ian, Wian. Because we understood that women were the sources of all life, the givers of all of life. And we held them up and respected them with the very thing that gave life to everything. We were a matriarchal culture. So this song is called Like a Rock. This is for my creator. 89, we said hello, he said goodbye. Daddy left when I was 3 and made us cry. You and I, we had to make it. You found a way, drama came and friends left, but mama stayed through everything. All the fights and all the shame, all the change. I hate that man, the one his name. Told my mom that I'm a one, couldn't understand all the things going on between her and my fam. But I was stubborn, I know that it made things hard. You always said, son, I know you're gonna take things far. Believe that, I need that in dark times. I think of what you did for me and my heart shines. You took my hand up this mountain, made it your climb. So when I shine, mom, you shine. Yeah, a single mother with the odds stacked. You found a way, one day I'll bring it all back. Lived all my life, just me and you. Every single storm that you see me through. Cause I ain't have dad and we ain't need no man. Raised by a woman, you made me a man. I gotta leave home cause my heart will roam.
I gotta let you know that you're not alone. Our love is like a rock and you will be my stone. Forever in my heart, forever you're my heart. You always gave me what I needed, somehow always found the time. Single parent, it's apparent that you stayed up on your grind. I remember you would put me first. It was hard, but you said, son, it could be worse. And you were right, it's funny, looking back you made it sunny. You kept me smiling even though we didn't have the money that other people did. Somehow you made it happen. I promised mama that I'm gonna do it when I'm rapping, cause you took me everywhere in my cap and my backpack. 20 years later, now I'm rapping in snapbacks. I'm rocking these long braids, we came a long way. You kept me on the right road, away from the wrong way. Forever I'm grateful for the life you gave, the tears that we cried, the sacrifice you made. Yeah, a single mother with the odds stacked. You found a way, one day I'll bring it all back. Lived all my life, just me and you. Every single storm that you see me through, cause I ain't have dad and we ain't need no man. Raised by a woman, you made me a man. I gotta leave home cause my heart will roam. I gotta let you know that you're not alone. Our love is like a rock and you will be my stone. Forever in my heart, forever you're my heart, you're my stone. So I dedicate that song to my mother, my grandmother, my aunties, all of our mothers, all of our aunties, all of our grandmothers, all of our big sisters, especially all of the strong indigenous women that are the backbones of our nations and the reason our people survived genocide. And we lost track of that through colonization and patriarchy, but I think the more we get back to that and learn to honor our women in a genuine way, the more we can get some of our strength and understanding back. This next song I'm going to do is also another song I wrote for someone who I love. This song is called Nevertheless. And I wrote this song for someone I love very much, who helped me through a lot of things. And I believe that love is one of the strongest forces in this whole universe. I know we wouldn't have survived genocide if our ancestors didn't love us and love themselves and love each other to go through all that. They love us nevertheless. You took my heart right into your chest, gave my spirit a place to rest. I want you more than I want death. All I need is to feel your breath. I love you more and never less. Yeah, I love you more and never less. Every day I love you more and never less. My love, I love you more and never less. I met you on a stage, I was wearing braids. You showed up in the end with your cousins and your friends. I could talk with you all night, I could lay with you all day. Every moment feeling so right, for once I'm feeling okay. Can nobody do me like you? I love you just the way you are. You love me just the way I am. You're the only one that can. I know you've been changed by the things we've been through. That doesn't change the way I feel about you. You took my heart right into your chest, gave my spirit a place to rest. I want you more than I want death. All I need is to feel your breath. I love you more and never less. Yeah, I love you more and never less. Every day I love you more and never less. My love, I love you more and never less. I love you more and never less. Yeah, I love you more and never less. I love you more and never less. Every day I love you more and never less. I know we've been changed by the things we've been through. That doesn't change the way I feel about you. I love you never less.
Thank you. So I'm going to keep going here with some new songs. This next song I'm going to do, I actually just wrote a couple weeks ago. So this song I'm about to do is actually based out of a Lakota tradition and practice we used to have. So, you know, right now, there's a lot of crazy fires happening out on the West Coast, all over in California. And it's creating a pretty scary situation, something like we've never seen before. In my lifetime anyway, that many fires in that place. But it brought up an interesting point I saw in some articles about how a lot of the California tribes out there practiced controlled burns so that things like that wouldn't happen, where, you know, massive wildfires that would get out of control and we couldn't contain. And actually Lakotas used to do the same thing in the plains. We used to do controlled burns. And I have a Dene sister named Lila June who is studying indigenous ecosystems for her dissertation. And she told me that she learned that my people, the natives in the plains, Lakotas, we actually were scientists and we bioengineered the plains that way. So we'd use those controlled burns to create the Great Plains to be a grazing grounds for our buffalo. Because the buffalo was the center of our culture and the center of our universe. We used it for food, for clothing, for tools. There were hundreds of millions of buffalo in the plains. And actually Lakota people worshipped the buffalo like, you know, and it was very important to us. So we actually used those controlled burns to create an environment for this animal to live and thrive so it could live with us, and we would follow the buffalo. So I was thinking about that, and even the fact that, you know, I come from the Sichungu Lakota band of Lakotas. And what that means is the burnt thigh nation. So back in the day, we actually got our name from having to run through a plains fire to survive. And it burnt our thighs. But we survived, and we have a very strong, unique spiritual relationship with fire. And I actually come from a family that keeps fire at ceremony too, so I have a really special relationship with fire. And I was thinking about that and about the fires happening right now. And I wrote a song called Burning Down. And this song has Lakota language in it as well. Are people dying in the streets? Are people living in the streets? Pigs are lying in the streets. No justice given in these streets. America's dangerous. These settlers are dangerous. The only way we're changing this, it's time to put a flame to this. Hook nach yeah. Oh tuchwa hey. It is burning down. It's a journey back to ourselves. Imagine if we knew ourselves. Imagine if we knew each other. In the ashes we will rediscover. Burn it down, burn it down. Put your feet on the ground. Sometimes we gotta turn around. Our past is where our future's found. Hook nach yeah. Oh tuchwa hey. Tony. It is burning down. Thank you very much, and just much thoughts and prayers to all the communities out there on the front lines of climate justice and climate injustices, you know. Check, 1, 2. I have one more song for you all, and I'm going to end on the flute. And I started on the flute, and I'm going to end on the flute because English is my first language. Like I said, I'm learning my people's language. And sometimes English doesn't give me the words that I need to express what I'm really feeling. And so the more I'm learning about my language and the more of my language I'm learning, the more I'm able to express myself. And sometimes I can't express myself in English words, so I put it in music as a musician and a producer. And so this last song I'm going to do is one of those songs. The song is called Wopila, which is the Lakota word for thank you. And I actually played this song. There's some history here in this venue. I played this song for the first time in my life live in this venue at the Indigenous Peoples Day concert last year. And it was really special because the person I wrote this song for, that was their death anniversary, was that day. And I wrote this song for someone who saved my life, as a thank you for someone who saved my life. I wrote this song for a medicine man from my home community, a spiritual leader. His name was Roy Stone Sr. He passed away in the fall of 2019. And he was an elder. He was an old man. He barely spoke Lakota. But he practiced ceremony, and he had the gift, and he helped a lot of people, including myself. You know, I suffer from a lot of things because of traumas I went through. I suffer from a lot of depression and anxiety and insomnia, and, you know, struggle with suicide a lot too. And I'm not different from a lot of Native people. Native youth are 10 times more likely to commit suicide than the national average. And there's no one reason, but a lot of it can be traced back to genocide and colonization. You know, when over 99.8% of your people were murdered in a violent genocide, and you were marched to death camps to die, and there were laws put in place to kill you, you know, there's going to be a lot of depression and pain and hopelessness there. And so, you know, as Native people, a Native artist, I'm trying to push against that and use my art as a tool to heal and provide healing tools and inspiration. But I wouldn't be alive without that man and, you know, our culture, which saved my life. And him and all the elders that raised me and taught me these ways are so brave, because it used to be illegal for us under U.S. law to practice our ceremonies until 1978, until the Indian Religious Freedom Act of 1978. From 1884 to 1978, almost 100 years, it was illegal under U.S. law for us to practice our songs, our dances, our languages, and our cultures. They called it our religion, and they made it illegal. And so they had to do it in secret, and they would be persecuted and thrown in insane asylums and arrested for doing these ceremonies. And so when this medicine man, who was like a grandfather to me, I call him my grandpa, when he passed away, it was a big loss for me and my whole community. And I was really contemplating what his life and what that loss meant to me, because I wouldn't be here without him. And I needed to say thank you to him. But English wouldn't do it, and even just saying Wopila in my language, saying thank you, wasn't enough. I knew I needed to write him a song. And so I ended up writing this song for him. And this is my final song for you all. This is Wopila, which is Lakota for thank you. This is a thank you to you all for tuning in. Thank you to all the organizers. Thank you to Old Town, everyone who helped put this together. And a thank you to Roy Stone Sr., Sichongu Lakota medicine man, who saved my life and saved a lot of other people's lives too. This is for you, Grandpa. I am Sichongo Lakota artist Frank Waln, Wopila Tanka. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Peace.